Hello, my name is Carla McCrae, and I'm going to discuss racial integration of schools in the United States and how it is affecting students today. Booker T. Washington was an advocate for formerly enslaved individuals or African Americans to enhance their vocational skills and receive industrial training. In 1881, he founded Tuskegee Institute. Washington's philosophy was that African Americans could improve their social stature by vocational training, hard work, and self help. In 1951, Oliver Brown was unsatisfied with the distance his daughter, Linda Brown, had to walk to attend school. He, along with other African American parents of Topeka, Kansas, decided to challenge the segregation of public schools. In 1954, the Supreme Court decided separate educational spaces were inherently unequal. This ruling overturned the previous 1896 Plessy versus Ferguson separate but equal doctrine. In 1955, there was a follow up case for Brown versus Board. This follow up case was known as Brown versus Board 2. This case only stated that states needed to integrate schools with all deliberate speed. There was no set time for implementation, and several southern states were very slow in the integration process. In 1957, 9 African American students were the first African American students to attend Little Rock Central High School. These 9 students are often referred to as the Little Rock Nine. Students were met with violence, resistance, and enraged crowds that were opposed to integration. These 9 students' bravery was significant in the push for civil rights in the educational realm. President Kennedy issued Executive Order 10925 in 1961. One of the most well known components of this order was affirmative action. Affirmative action required employers to provide equal opportunity employment for all, specifically those who suffered from discrimination previously. President Johnson enacted the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, or ESEA, in 1965. This act was put in place to provide federal funding to improve educational opportunities for students who were disadvantaged or lived in poverty stricken areas. These students were typically African American students as a result of redlining, which only allowed African American families to live in certain parts of towns or cities that were typically undesirable by others based on a variety of reasons. Title I was a key feature of this law. Title I gave federal funding to schools to serve students in poverty as well as supported programs that serve students with special needs. In 2004, the No Child Left Behind Act was enacted. This act focused more on what teachers and schools were doing to support students rather than giving them funding to receive resources to improve their conditions. Fast forward to today in 2024, currently African American students are still being impacted by the Brown versus Board verdict and the psychological perspective of Booker T. Washington. The impact of this event and this individual varies from one geographical region to another. Some believe that the philosophy of Booker T. Washington was one of the most beneficial for the advancement of African Americans. Others feel that, like the Brown versus Board case, the African American community has to step up and fight for the equality that they desire. This continues to be an ongoing issue with the African American community. Here are the resources that were used. Thank you for watching.